Let me ask you this. So all over Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else, there's this scientist that put a mask on and coughed into a Petri dish, and there's hardly any growth on it. Coughed into one without a mask, and there's all this growth on it. Back to you.
I've seen that study. I actually read the article, and I think in that article there was another part where they tried to harvest viral particles from the mask. And what they found, but what isn't being highlighted when that research is being discussed, is that there was more viral particles harvested from the outside of the mask than the inside, indicating that more virus was getting out than being kept inside. Yeah. But again, what's happening is we're using our own biased set of lenses to
confirmation
interpret that.
bias.
Yeah, it is. It's a groupthink kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And so in that situation, I saw that article, and I saw another one where they were blowing out a candle. But to me, when I did my analysis and I looked at the size of the pore or how much you could filter, the cotton and surgical masks can reasonably be expected to filter out 5 micron particles or more. And a lot of people say, well, what does that mean? Well, the smallest thing a human can usually see with the naked eye is maybe a speck of dust floating in the sunlight when it comes through the window. And that's about 50 microns. The diameter of a hair is about 100 microns. So we're talking now 5 microns, which is about the size of a red blood cell or a larger bacteria or a large particle. That's what we can filter with a surgical or a cotton mask. But the problem is the COVID-19 particle, if it stands alone and isn't a part of a large particle, is about 0.1 micron, which is 50 times smaller than a 5 micron large particle. Well, what does that mean? Well, if you wanted a comparison, if you look at the space between a chain link fence, that's 2 inches, which is 51 millimeters. And a gnat is 1 millimeter. So that means that 51 gnats could fly through that chain link fence at once without any of them hitting the actual wire strand. And that's exactly what 51 COVID-19 particles could go flying through that pore size at the same time, conceivably. So that's why it just doesn't make a lot of physical sense. But I can certainly understand where you'll have some inadvertent collision on the lattice work. And in that situation,
that's a really good way to put it, inadvertent collision.
Yeah, but I think in that situation, you may drop the viral load that's being potentially transmitted outwards, I don't know, 25%, 50%.
Yeah.
But then the question is, does it matter?
Yeah.
And I think we've been working under science, and that science has been based on influenza viral particles for the last 20 years. And that's why Dr. Mike Osterholm and other experts in the field have said, no, it makes no difference. I mean, Mike Osterholm just did a very nice video on June 12th, which is a month ago, coming out saying masks aren't going to help you, but if you want to wear one, go ahead.
It makes you feel good if it's an emotional support.
The danger is that we lull people into thinking that they've got adequate coverage. Yeah. Frankly, if you're one of the vulnerable group, if you're going out wearing a mask and you think you're protected, you're kidding yourself.